Alright everybody, today we're going to be looking at my 1972 Yamaha R5 350. So this is a parallel twin motor. As you can see, we're maybe missing a little, just a pinch of it there. But yeah, this is my new project bike that I got. Tires are from '86, so we're going to say this thing's, about 35 years old. Maybe since it's been on the road. Found it in a shed, well, next to a shed I should say, and it's probably been sitting there for maybe that whole time, since '86. The guy probably rode it for a few years and the tires that he bought on it. But yeah, this is a new project bike, and today we're going to be looking at tearing apart the motor. This is how I found it. I did actually find it. One of the jugs, I believe it was on this side, had the jug for the piston still on it. So I do have the other Mikuni carburetor for it. Amazingly, they seem to be unstuck, which is very surprising, seeing as this thing was sitting outside for almost that entire time. Now, thankfully, this thing does still spin over, as you can see a little bit there now. But if you look right down in there, there's a lot of junk in there. So today we're going to be cracking open that and hopefully seeing the inside of that. Come along with me, we're going to be taking out this motor. All right, everybody. Now that we've got all, tank, seat, oil tank there, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. This is a 2-stroke motorcycle, so that's an oil injection tank, and it hooks up to an injection pump down here in the casing. So right now we got everything off, and we got engine bolts out that are actually sitting right here. We're kind of a little wedged sideways right now, so I'm going to take a break before I get too frustrated at it. Sorry for the noise going by. I mean, I'm kind of a busy street here in town, so yeah. But like I said, we're kind of wedged a little sideways here in the frame, so I'm gonna take a minute, probably take a little bit of a break, and get some water in me. It's a little warm out here today, and we'll come back. Alrighty, people. Unfortunately, with this thing being set outside for as long as it is, and these all being Phillips head bolts, or well, bolt screws, whatever you want to call them. I call them a bolt, and they look like that. I was able to get one of the small ones here for, I believe it will be the clutch adjustment, and one of the larger ones for the side of the case back here out. Fortunately, the other ones are just stripping right out, so I'm going to have to drill them, I believe, to get this thing out of here, because I'm coming in contact with the frame right up there for part of that sprocket and chain guard set up there. So hopefully we're going to expose the clutch basket, the clutch lever, and engine sprocket. There was no chain on this when I got it, so I'm hoping that there's still an engine sprocket there. If not, we should be able to get one, but that's kind of the plan for now. So I'm going to set you guys back up on a time lapse here, and then I'm going to get to do some drilling, and then I will come back to you after that. Alright, everybody, we got that side cover off. It's laying right up over here. Got the little clutch arm there. She's all full of gunk. Thankfully, I don't think we got too bad into the case. There was a couple times I smacked it, you probably saw on there, with my my trusty hammer here. But yeah, so, and then here is the stator cover. So a little gunky in there. As you can see, the stator is pretty gunked up there as well. So this is what creates your spark for the bike, and these are your points right here. So there's a point and there's a point for both cylinders. Oh, and that what just fell off is the clutch cable that I cut earlier, which now that I took this apart, I didn't have to, but you live and you learn. I plan on getting a new clutch cable anyways, and clutch, and throttle cables and all that, so I really wasn't too worried about that. But I am going to probably cut you guys off, and then I'm going to try to pull this thing out of here, because it's going to be probably some unpleasant angles you guys would probably see if I left that on the whole time. So I'm going to cut you guys off. I'm going to try to pull this thing out of here, and I'm going to get back to you when I do that. Alright guys, so unfortunately we do have someone power washing in the background. I'm sorry about that, but we got the motor out. She actually came out as soon as I put down the camera to give myself a little hand here. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. I mean, here's kind of, this battery box. It sits right back down in there. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. I think I'm gonna call it for the day. I mean, it's noon, but I guess I'm gonna try to edit this. This is my first, video of doing really anything on YouTube, besides I did some gaming videos back in the day. But yeah, so here's the engine. She is all out, and like I showed you before, we do have that engine sprocket on there, so that is awesome. Seems to be fully intact, no cracks or anything. Stator's a little, but and then there is that jug that I was talking about earlier that was on it when I found it. Now she is a little crusty, like it said. And then there's your gearbox, your side cover, oil tank, gas tank, and then seat. So thankfully all that stuff is there. I might try to go back where I picked this thing up at and try to find some more parts for it, because I'm missing the other side cover that actually sits on this side of the bike and sits right in here. And that's one of the main things. And I'm also missing a tack, which I'm kind of debating on what I'm going to fully do with this bike. I think I want to restore it and kind of turn it into a modern version of a 72 R5. You know, I'm gonna black out the chrome and stuff here, and then switch all that stuff up. So I'm kind of debating on whether I try to find an original gauge set for it, like just put on some newer gauges, maybe go with some digital ones. I am definitely going to upgrade the headlight. This will not be going back on it. I might just try to put that on somewhere. It's probably not worth a whole lot, being that, you know, it's probably pretty junk at this point in its life. One thing I am surprised about is I did put a little bit of air in these tires, and they're actually holding air. You know, they're from 1986 is the date that they were manufactured on it, and they're DOTs. But yeah, surprisingly, they still hold air, which is amazing. But yeah, so I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go in and get some lunch and probably start editing this. So if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, put them down in the comment. If you guys know any parts to pick these things up at for the Yamaha R5, that'd be great also. You know, just let me know. Yeah, I think that'll do it for today. And then if you guys do like this, let me know if you want to see the rest of the frame tear down next. You know, pulling all the like forks and stuff off and getting all the electrical components off there, tearing all that down. Or if you want to see what the inside of that case looks like. I did tip it over a little bit when I pulled it out. There is a a puddle of water that sprung up out of there. So yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see next down in the comments. That'd be great.